Hey Saiyans, it is time to walk the walk and talk the talk of Java programming. And right now we're doing exercise 3.4 from Student B's perspective. If you haven't checked out my previous solution on this exercise, I strongly suggest to do, since it is an exercise with 2 stars next to it. That tells you it is an exercise that is considered as a bit challenging on this chapter here. Okay, so I'm gonna read it through. Okay, so we gotta write a program that randomly generates an integer between 1 and 12 and displays the English month name, January, February, so on and so forth up to December for the number 1, 2, 3 up to 12 accordingly. Okay, it sounds straightforward, but I can assure you it's easy to make a stupid mistake out of this exercise, the same way student A did. So what I'll simply do is to go 0.4 and then put a B, which simply tells us this is from someone who's a bit clever than student A, right? Okay, again, I'm begging you guys to please visit the site where you can find this textbook we're using. But it's a choice, you guys. I'm not doing any marketing here. I'm not doing any promotion. Feel free to go to a different one if you like to. But I'm just telling you this, you guys, just because that is where I got this PDF from, the one I'm using. Okay, so what we want to do, it seems like we're not playing around with the scanner now. We simply need a number from 1 to 11. Okay, one thing, problem number 1, student A used an int data type, and we row on that because we know random number. We know that our random number will simply be some number between 1 and 12. So our method random, so a byte will do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, however, another thing we will do, we'll simply make sure this is some number. We can of course do this. We make sure that this is some number between 1 and 12, because this right here will give us some number with a decimal point between 0 and 11. So probably we'll have 10.5 for instance, see, and if you add a 1 to that, it's gonna give you 11.5, and if you typecast that to a byte, it's gonna give you 11. Okay, so we good. What else we want to do? We'll now simply go, student B also realized that on such cases a switch statement is preferred over if else statements. So what it does is he simply uses them and simply go random number. How many cases do we have? 11 of them. I'm gonna start by writing different cases, and then later on consider putting the code in those cases. Okay, case 4, and then I'll simply go break. Okay, case 5, then I'll go break. Case 6, break. Make sure you don't forget this break keyword, because if you do, more than one cases are gonna get executed. What I mean by that, I'll show you in a sec. Let me get over this thing first. Oof, break. Case 9, corresponding to our 9th month. Okay, case 10. Break. Case 11. This is our last case. In fact, our second last case. Defaults. Defaults is basically like the else part on your if else statements. It is the part that's gonna get executed in case none of the cases above have been met, right? So what is it we then do? In case number 1 is simply go system.out system.out.print. Simply say we put a 1. Again, you guys, this is not the best solution. January. I'm gonna give a best one on my next solution on this exercise, and that is from student B's perspective. February. Okay. March. Okay, now I'm record. Okay, now I'm doing March. We're done with February. Now I'm doing March. Okay. So sorry for that. Some students were passing by. As I told you guys, I'm in Howard College in South Africa, so even though it's a bit later, it's already evening, so but you know, students, they stay up to early in the morning. Okay, so what else do I want to do? I want to go April. And then May. It's gonna be June after this, of course. Of course, you can fast forward the video if you see the pattern here, because the whole point of this tutorial was to show you guys the fact that, in fact, using switch statements is considered as the best move on this. Not always though, on this exercise. Okay, it's not like using if else statements is always preferred over if else statements. Did I say that right? It's not always the case that using switch statements is considered or is preferred over using July, August, over using if else statements. I don't know if switch statements they make I don't know, somehow I'm into them. They make me admire my code. That's me though. Not everyone has to feel like that. Okay. Case number 10, and this is October. November, case number 11. And of course, lastly, we're going to deal with December. Okay, again, This was pretty straightforward if you ask me. We randomly created a random number. We created a random number between 1 and 0, right? Between 0 and between 1 and 11. God, and 12, I mean, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, however, we made our data type. We decided to pick bytes as our data type, right? Why? Because it's a number between 1 and 11, so it can fit. It can be presented as an 8-bit number on our computer. Okay. Okay, now let's continue. So we use switch statements, as you guys can see. Now it's time we hit the run button and see what we get. 7 July, 11 November, 2 February, 2 February again. You can play around this. You can play around with this as much as you please. I'm gonna close it right now. So I guess I will see you guys when I actually do my final solution on this here, because there was something a bit odd about that program. That should be it, you guys. I will see you on the next tutorial, which is exercise 3.4 from students' perspective. You definitely have to check this one out. Why? It is a solution that I consider as the best solution among the three. So please do so. Cheers, you guys. I will see you on the next tutorial.